I am literally gasping for air right now. Like I am physically, spiritually, and just profoundly unwell.
Oh, completely. You were in shambles.
I am. Can we please, for the love of all that is holy, talk about the sheer unadulterated audacity of 28-year-old men on reality television?
It is a staggering phenomenon, really.
Like, I feel like I need a support group, a licensed therapist, and possibly a priest after watching the absolute clownery that just occurred on my screen.
I mean, science tells us that the frontal lobe, the part of the brain responsible for judgment and impulse control, is fully developed by age 25.
Supposedly.
Right, supposedly. Yet here we are watching a grown, tax-paying adult man navigate a luxury villa like a hormonal, deeply confused teenager hiding behind the bleachers at a middle school dance.
It's exactly that.
It is a literal masterclass in the collapse of the male ego under pressure.
It really is. But before we get into all that mess, babes, welcome back. We love you. We see you. And babes, we're so happy to have you.
So happy to be here.
We have an absolute mountain of chaos to unpack today. But first, a very important, highly necessary fit check for the Snark squad watching the video version.
Crucial step.
Yes, we are fully, unapologetically wearing our matching ALO sweatsuits.
Obviously. Because if you're going to sit on a couch and just spiral over the moral decay of reality television, you must do it encased in premium, heavily branded athleisure.
It's basically a coping mechanism at this point.
It's the law of the Snark side.
Exactly. And babes, that can only mean one thing. We are officially manifesting fitness. Which also means we've got our water with lime back on deck. Just look at this.
It's very aesthetic.
The condensation on the glass. The single, perfectly cut wedge of citrus. I firmly believe, and I will die on this hill, that wearing a matching luxury sweatsuit automatically infuses your DNA with athleticism.
Okay, I'm going to have to issue a very stern analytical pushback on that.
Why? I feel like I could run a marathon right now.
That is an entirely delusional theory.
Or at least vigorously watch someone else run a marathon while I judge their form.
The sweatsuit is purely cosmetic. You are swaddled in cotton, not athletic prowess.
Wow. Okay, rude.
I mean, the only functional fitness anyone actually needs, and frankly, the absolute only fitness we are currently participating in, is carrying awkwardly shaped, heavy-moving boxes up and down 3 flights of stairs.
Ugh, do not bring up the boxes. I am begging you.
That is the true, grueling CrossFit of the modern millennial.
It is traumatic. But wait, back to the hydration for a second. Let's debate this.
All right, let's hear it.
Does adding a single lime wedge to tap water, mathematically, make it 47% healthier?
Mathematically.
Because it feels 47% healthier.
I mean, absolutely not. You're drinking city tap water with a garnish.
But the moment the citrus hits the water, it feels like I'm suddenly a serene wellness influencer, Like I wake up at 5 in the morning to brush my skin and journal about my intentions.
Psychologically, 100%. It elevates the tap water from a basic human necessity to a highly curated lifestyle choice.
Exactly.
It provides the pure illusion of health, which, let's be honest, is really all we're striving for right now.
I mean, I have to admit, while it is tragically not a frozen peach Bellini,
which is what we actually need,
what my soul truly craves right now, but it's going to have to sustain us until the weekend, because we need our wits entirely about us.
We really do, especially because of the dark looming cloud I just mentioned.
The boxes.
Yes, the boxes. I need to break the fourth wall and be incredibly honest with the Snark squad for a minute.
Oh no, here we go.
Babes. We are both moving at the end of the month, and we have barely started packing.
It is bad.
The situation is dire. I haven't packed a single sock. I am living in a state of profound denial.
I am in a full, catastrophic, moving chaos spiral. Like, it is a shared delusion we have going on right now.
Oh, completely.
The psychology of it is fascinating, but it is literally ruining my life. You know the exact cycle. Every single listener knows this cycle.
Walk us through it.
You buy the boxes. You confidently tape one cardboard box together.
Right.
You carefully, thoughtfully place exactly 3 items into it. Maybe like a hardcover book you've never read, a decorative ceramic bowl, and a singular, mildly stained throw pillow.
A very productive 10 minutes.
And then
yeah,
you immediately sit on the floor, open a bag of chips, and take a 2-hour break.
Because you are completely fundamentally exhausted.
Exhausted from the emotional labor of perceiving your own belongings.
It is actual psychological warfare. Moving is not a physical task. It is an emotional reckoning.
It really is.
You open a desk drawer expecting to find pens, and suddenly you're faced with the jarring, out-of-body experience of finding random artifacts you completely forgot you owned.
Oh my God, the drawers of doom.
It's like, why do I have 3 external hard drives from 2014? What secrets are on there?
You don't even know.
And why is there a drawer dedicated solely to dead AA batteries and takeout menus for a Thai restaurant that tragically closed 6 years ago?
It forces you to confront the ghosts of your past consumerism.
And your failure to declutter.
Yes. And the emotional damage of wrapping fragile dishes. Can we talk about that?
That's the worst part.
The soul-crushing, screeching sound of tearing packing paper off the roll.
Awful.
And the horrifying realization that you own 14 coffee mugs, but only actively use 2 of them.
Yet you refuse to throw the other 12 away.
Right, because I'm like, what if I have 12 guests over for coffee simultaneously? It is uniquely devastating.
It's a sickness.
And explain this to me. How is it that the mere thought of moving creates a level of acute physical stress in your neck and shoulders that literally didn't exist 5 minutes prior?
It's the sheer anticipation of the logistics.
Like, I was fine, I was relaxed, then I thought about bubble wrap, and now I need a deep tissue massage.
It's the terrifying realization that your entire curated life has to be forcefully shoved into the back of a rented truck driven by strangers.
Ugh, don't say that out loud.
It's an existential crisis masked as a chore. But we have to push through the pain.
We do.
We have to survive the cardboard trenches because we are manifesting our dream apartment vibes.
Yes. Let's put the trauma aside for a second.
What is the current vision board looking like for your new space? Paint the picture for us.
Oh, the vision board is pristine. I am manifesting pure, unadulterated, soft, neutral colors.
Very on brand.
I want my apartment to look like the inside of a very expensive cloud. Giant, chunky knit, cozy blankets draped over literally every available surface.
So a tripping hazard.
No, an aesthetic. Books stacked haphazardly but beautifully on the floor next to the couch, looking like I just tossed them there after a morning of deep reading.
Even though you haven't read them.
Shh. And I want plants that hopefully miraculously survive past 30 days. Snark Squad, please pray for my fiddly fig. She is already struggling.
Thoughts and prayers to the fig.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I need the kitchen to permanently smell like fresh-baked chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah.
Now am channeling pure, romantic, movie main character energy. Nancy Myers, but make it Brooklyn. What about yours? What is the counter vision?
Oh, I am taking a vastly, almost aggressively different approach.
I figured.
I am manifesting severe modern minimalist vibes.
Severe.
Yes. I want one incredibly dramatic, obscenely overpriced statement chair that absolutely no one is actually allowed to sit in.
Wait, what is the point of a chair you can't sit in?
It is for visual impact only. It's art.
Okay, sure.
I want curated mood lighting that makes everyone who walks in look like they have a professional ring light on them at all times.
Well, I do love good lighting.
An espresso station that rivals a Parisian cafe. And intentional gallery walls. Absolutely no chaotic overlapping frame.
So no character. Got it.
It's curated. And most importantly, the crown jewel, a living room that is acoustically optimized for reality TV marathons. I am projecting successful adult with excellent taste and zero clutter energy.
I mean, I love that journey for you. It's giving sterile chic, and I respect it.
Thank you.
But the best part, the absolute triumph of this entire agonizing moving nightmare is the boundary pact we established.
The greatest decision we ever made.
The fact that we pulled this off is a miracle. We're moving into the exact same apartment building, but different apartments.
It is the ultimate adult friendship dream.
We are close enough for spontaneous Tuesday night wine nights and sweatpants, but we maintain crucial life-saving boundaries.
Nice. Exactly. The proximity is perfect. I can come over to your soft, chaotic Nancy Myers cloud to drink your wine and complain.
Anytime.
And then the moment my social battery depletes, I can retreat to my minimalist, acoustically treated sanctuary to overanalyze reality TV in total silence.
It is the perfect ecosystem. But before we get to the TV, we do need to formalize the intervention rule right now.
Yes, on public record, in front of the Stark Squad.
The binding legal contract. Let it be known, if either of us buys one more decorative candle before we are fully unpacked and settled, a full-scale, aggressive intervention is authorized.
Completely authorized. No more cashmere woods.
No more sandalwood vanilla ember.
No more wandering into boutique stores and blacking out at the register.
So you have to burn the 74 candles we already own first.
Agreed. The candle embargo is officially in effect. Violators will be publicly shamed.
Okay, babes, enough about our own moving chaos. Let's get into Love Island.
Please.
Because if we think our apartments are a mess right now, the villa is an absolute localized biohazard of bad decisions, ruptured egos, and spectacular betrayals.
It is a structural collapse of morality and basic logic. It's fascinating to watch in real time.
So fascinating.
Let's start with the absolute fallout of secrets and saliva, the saga of Tommy's terrible, horrible, no good, very bad lie.
I am still hyperventilating over this. Like my heart rate just went up.
Take a breath.
Let's set the scene and really ground this for everyone because the emotional stakes here are so high. Tommy and Ellie.
The supposed golden couple.
Exactly. Since week one, they have been the bedrock of the villa, the couple the audience was rooting for. Ellie has been loyal, communicative, and totally invested.
Very invested.
Tommy told her he was all in, and then the producers flip a switch, the isolation gets to him, and we get the love triangle explosion that absolutely nobody asked for, but honestly, as fans, we completely deserved.
Let's break down the exact sequence of events, because the chronological stupidity of Tommy's actions is what makes this so clinical.
It really is.
Tommy decides out of nowhere that he wants to go on a covert kissing tour of the villa.
A tour.
He pulls Priya to the fire pit. He literally begs her for a kiss. He's practically whining.
Oh my God, the whining was so embarrassing.
And Priya, exhibiting absolute queen behavior and immense self-respect, denies him cold.
She swerved him so hard, she saw right through it.
She did. And this is where the psychology of the villa environment kicks in. Because his ego is instantly bruised by Priya's rejection, he experiences rejection panic.
Rejection panic. That is exactly what it is.
He needs immediate validation to soothe his fragile male ego. So what does he do?
He pivots.
He immediately pivots, finds Namibia, and pulls her up to the terrace.
The designated sneaky spot.
Exactly, for his secret kiss. And then the true crime occurs.
The lie.
He walks downstairs, looks Ellie straight in her gorgeous, trusting face, and when she asks him point blank, "Did you kiss Namibia?" he looks her in the eyes and says no.
I screamed at my television.
He actively, explicitly lies, and because of that lie, Namibia is forced to be the one to pull Ellie aside and tell her the truth.
The audacity is making my left eye twitch. I am debating this with you, though, because I don't know I fully buy the panic defense.
You don't?
No. Is Tommy just profoundly, deeply incompetent and reacting to his bruised ego? Or is he actually a mastermind villain trying to manipulate the house and produce his own storyline?
A mastermind. Tommy.
Because look at his behavior on the terrace. He was whispering. He deliberately checked the eye lines of the other islanders to make sure no one could see them.
True.
He told Namibia to keep it a secret. That is calculated behavior. He thought he was playing 4D chess.
I hear your argument, and I appreciate the generous assumption that Tommy has the cognitive capacity for 4D chess.
Thank you.
But a mastermind understands the concept of an endgame. A mastermind anticipates the variables.
Okay, fair.
Tommy is playing checkers in a hurricane. It's not malice, it's spectacular incompetence. He operates purely on immediate base-level impulse.
Just reacting to whatever's in front of him.
Priya says no, so he pivots to Namibia for the quick fix.
Yeah.
Ellie asks a direct question, and instead of taking accountability, his brain hits the emergency eject button.
And he just lies.
He says no, simply to avoid the immediate discomfort of a 10-minute argument, completely oblivious to the fact that he is on a television show.
That is the most baffling part. Boy, you were wearing a microphone.
Literally attached to his chest.
There are 60 high-definition night vision cameras tracking your every micro-expression. You are not invisible.
Exactly. Why do men think a white lie by omission won't immediately detonate in a house wired with cameras and populated entirely by a dozen incredibly bored, highly competitive gossips?
They are so bored. Gossip is their only entertainment.
It's the panopticon effect in reverse. He forgot he was being watched. He thought he could manage the timeline.
So delusional.
He thought, I'll confess to Ellie later on my own terms, and I'll spin it so I don't look like the bad guy. He entirely underestimated how fast information travels in a closed ecosystem where gossip is literally the only currency they have.
He thought he could control the narrative, and the narrative absolutely steamrolled him.
Steamroll.
And can we talk about Ellie's reaction? Because I need to stand up and applaud.
It was incredible.
Her absolute righteous fury was magnificent. When she gets angry, her Scottish accent gets gloriously sharper.
Every consonant is a weapon.
Yes. She cuts right through his nonsense. She wasn't crying over him. She was just completely, utterly done with the blatant disrespect of her intelligence.
She was clinically precise in her anger. She didn't raise her voice. She lowered its temperature.
Ooh, I love that.
But the moment that cemented her in the reality TV Hall of Fame was the intervention.
Oh, when he tried to walk over.
Namibia is pulling Ellie aside, telling her the truth about the Terrace kiss. Tommy sees this happening from across the garden, realizes his flimsy house of cards has collapsed, and he scurries over to try and perform damage control.
Scurries is the perfect word.
He stands there, shifting his weight, and says he wants to interject.
The nerve. Can I interject? No, you may not.
And Ellie just shuts him down entirely, a total conversational block.
Amazing.
And then Namibia, refusing to be a pawn in his stupid game, drops the line of the season.
Us.
Tommy tries to get Namibia to water down the story, and Namibia just looks at him and goes, I'm not a parrot. I'm not repeating myself.
Put it in the Louvre.
Yeah.
I'm not a parrot.
I
Put it on a t-shirt immediately. Namibia stood on business. And we absolutely have to give an honorable mention to Sean or Fitzy, whatever nickname the boys are forcing on us today.
Fitzy, yeah.
Fitzy watched Tommy walk toward the daybed to face Ellie's wrath, knew exactly what was about to happen, and literally asked Tommy, what do you want me to write on your coffin?
It was a perfect Greek chorus moment. Fitzy spoke for the audience. He knew Ellie was going to meticulously bury him.
Meticulously.
But Tommy's sheer delusion doesn't end there. Later that night, he's debriefing with the boys, and he tries to defend his actions by saying, a kiss isn't a big deal.
Oh, that enraged me.
It's so transparent.
If a kiss isn't a big deal, Tommy, why did you drag her up 3 flights of stairs to the terrace to hide it in the shadows?
Exactly.
Why did you frantically whisper to the boys that it was a bad look? And most importantly, why did you lie to your partner's face about it? You only hide things that are a big deal.
Precisely. The logic eats itself. But speaking of kisses being a big deal, Tommy's secret swapping of saliva on the dark terrace transitions perfectly into the absolute televised biological horror of the public swapping of saliva in the day's challenge.
I need to take a deep breath before we talk about this challenge. I have to gag for a second.
It was rough.
My germophobia was fully activated. The traditional blindfolded kissing challenge. The premise alone is dark.
Very dark.
The boys are standing in a line, blindfolded, wearing massive noise-canceling headphones so they can't hear anything. The girls then go down the line, one by one, kissing every single boy.
Yeah.
And then the boys have to rate the mystery kiss out of 10.
It is a staple of the format, but it never gets less deeply uncomfortable to analyze.
It is a CDC nightmare. Think about the sheer biological horror of sharing saliva with 10 different people in a row in the span of 20 minutes.
Cross-contamination at its finest.
Especially because, and the Snark Squad was talking about this all over Twitter earlier in the week, Ellie clearly had a visible cold sore, or maybe an angry acne spot, right on her lip line.
I saw the tweets.
And now everyone is just aggressively passing it around.
Yeah.
I wanted to douse my television screen in industrial hand sanitizer.
Putting the very real biohazards aside for a moment to focus on the sociology of the game.
Okay, fine. Let's look at the science.
Let's talk about the results. Priya goes first, and she gets universally low scores from the boys. And instantly, the internet erupts, calling her a bad kisser, giving her hate.
Which is so unfair.
We need to look at the mechanics of this game.
I will absolutely defend Freya here. Going first in this specific challenge is a structural curse. It has nothing to do with her lips.
Nothing at all.
The boys are blindfolded. They have literally zero baseline to compare the kiss to. They don't want to blow their 10 out of 10 scores on the very first girl in case the next girl is somehow life-changing.
It's game theory.
So they strategically lowball her to save their high scores. It was incredibly harsh, and it wrecked her confidence for no reason.
It is a statistical disadvantage. You never want to be the control group in a blind taste test. No. But Priya's scores are a minor footnote compared to the real menace that emerged from this challenge.
Simba.
Simba used this challenge to do the absolute most. He was entirely visibly unhinged.
He treated it like an Olympic event.
The way he was analyzing these kisses was bizarre. The boys are supposed to say, oh, that was soft or that was passionate.
Simple adjectives, right?
Right. But Simba was giving overly intellectual, dissertation-level commentary. Which brings us to the quote of the episode.
Oh, no. I know what you're going to say.
He literally compared a girl's kiss to driving on the M25 motorway getting on the slip road and putting it in cruise control.
Slapped it in cruise control. I was covering my eyes. I was physically cringing into my couch cushions.
It was so specific.
And for our international Snark Squad babes who are lucky enough to not have a drive in the UK, we need to explain this.
Please do.
The M25 is this massive circular ring road highway that goes all the way around London. It is essentially a continuous soul-crushing traffic jam of misery, exhaust fumes, and road rage.
Basically purgatory.
Yes. So, comparing a romantic kiss to the M25, that is absolutely deranged behavior.
It is the least sexy infrastructural comparison one could possibly make. And it wasn't just his words. His physical behavior during the challenge was aggressive performance art.
It was so aggressive.
He wasn't just standing there receiving kisses. His hands were everywhere. He was wildly grabbing everyone's waists, cupping cheeks left and right, and acting like he was a Michelin star food critic, but for human mouths.
Oh.
It was profoundly icky.
It gave me the ultimate incurable ick. But the challenge wasn't just about Simba being weird. It actually shifted the dynamics of the house.
It always does.
Mon ends up winning the whole challenge because she passionately devoured Simba, Tommy, and Lorenzo. But the kiss that I actually want to dissect, the one that changed the atmospheric pressure in the villa, was Jasmine's.
Jasmine weaponized her mouth.
Exactly. Jasmine goes down the line. She goes incredibly uncomfortably hard. She kisses Lorenzo and Samraj with explosive, undeniable, rated R passion.
It was a spectacle.
And she didn't do it because she likes them. She did it purely to send a direct visual message to Coffin. Because she and Coffin had a fight earlier that day, and she wanted Coffin to sweat.
She wanted to trigger his competitive panic.
Yeah.
She wanted him to physically see in high definition what he was actively risking losing.
No, it worked.
It was calculated provocation.
But it was so intense to watch. So I have to ask you, and I really want to debate this, because Coffin was sitting there, blindfold off at this point, watching the girl he is coupled up with violently grab Samraj's face and make out with him.
Devastating for him.
You could see Kovan's soul literally detach from his body and float away. At what point does winning the challenge or playing the game cross the line into actively disrespecting your current partner?
That is the eternal central dilemma of reality television dating shows. The defense, the shield they always hide behind is, it's just a game, I'm just a really competitive person, I wanted to win a bottle of cheap Prosecco.
Right. They always say that.
But the psychological reality is entirely different. You are weaponizing a mandatory game to either test your partner's jealousy, punish them for an earlier argument, or, even more insidiously, explore latent physical desires for other people without facing the social accountability of actually cheating.
Yes. It's a free pass to cheat, sanctioned by the producers.
Precisely. Jasmine actively crossed the line from enthusiastic participation into targeted emotional provocation. And frankly, it worked perfectly. Coffin was deeply rattled. His ego was fractured.
Completely shattered.
But what's fascinating is how Jasmine's intense, overly long kiss with Lorenzo in the challenge naturally bled right into the actual villa-shattering romantic drama that's happening off the challenge stage.
The real drama.
Which brings us to the epicenter of the episode's chaos, the Lorenzo, Yasmin, and Aiden delusion triangle.
Oh, my blood pressure is spiking just hearing their names in succession. This triangle, this is the mess that keeps me tethered to this franchise. Let's map this out for the group chat.
Map it out.
Lorenzo is technically coupled up with Jasmine. Yasmin is technically coupled up with Aiden. But Lorenzo and Yasmin have been circling each other like sharks for days. The eye contact, the lingering touches, the secret conversations.
Ready tension.
Finally, under the cover of night, they go up to the terrace, the scene of all crimes, and they kiss. A real, intentional, romantic kiss, not a challenge kiss.
The inciting incident.
Exactly. So then Yasmin comes downstairs. The guilt is visibly eating her. She pulls her current partner, Aiden, for a chat.
Here we go.
She lies straight to his face. She looks at this man and claims she has no feelings for Lorenzo, that it was just a silly little kiss to test the waters, and it meant absolutely nothing.
Downplaying it entirely.
But then, literally 5 minutes later, the adrenaline kicks in. She runs into the dressing room with all the girls, shuts the door, and, breathless, calls it a 10 out of 10 kiss of a lifetime. She says she felt sparks.
The dichotomy of the lie.
It's insane. So obviously, because the villa is smaller than my apartment, Aiden finds out what she said to the girls. He completely spirals out of control.
A total meltdown.
He complains to every single boy who will listen, painting himself as a martyr. And then He tries to corner Lorenzo to warn him. He gives this big dramatic speech about how Yasmin is a snake playing them both.
And what does Lorenzo do?
And Lorenzo's reaction is what broke me. Lorenzo literally just laughs in Aiden's face.
It is a phenomenal textbook study in contrasting coping mechanisms and male fragility. But before we get to the boys, we have to deconstruct Yasmin's messy, self-sabotaging gameplay.
It's so bad.
Yasmin is actively employing the classic nice girl reality TV strategy, and it is failing spectacularly.
Explain the nice girl strategy, because she does not look nice right now.
The strategy is rooted in a deep terror of public perception. She knows she is on camera. She is terrified of looking like the villain, the heartbreaker, the girl who betrayed a nice guy.
She wants to be loved by the public.
Exactly. She knows exactly what she wants. She wants Lorenzo. But instead of just being direct, possessing her villain era and saying to Aiden, "I'm sorry, I prefer Lorenzo, we're done," she tries to soften the blow.
By lying.
She tries to manage Aiden's feelings by diminishing the kiss. She thinks saying "I have no feelings" makes her look better.
But a lie that is that easily disprovable is tactical suicide. You cannot tell the boys one thing and the girls the exact opposite. The dressing room is not a vault. It is a broadcasting tower.
Exactly. By trying to manage the optics and avoid being the bad guy, she actually creates a much messier, far more villainous narrative for herself.
Totally backfired.
She goes from being someone who simply changed her mind to someone who is actively deceitful. It's the cover-up that gets you canceled, not the crime.
The cover-up is always worse. But hold on. We need to put the spotlight squarely on Aiden for a minute.
Oh, gladly.
I need the Snark squad to open their history books and remember the timeline. Let's look at the tapes. I am screaming at my TV watching Aiden play the victim because his blatant hypocrisy is astounding.
The amnesia is profound.
It's selectively convenient amnesia. Just 4 days ago, Aiden treated Ellie terribly. He strung Ellie along, he played her against Yasmin, he told both women what they wanted to hear, he kept his options aggressively open, and he made Ellie miserable while he explored his connections.
He was unapologetic about it, too.
And now, the second the shoe is on the other foot, the moment Yasmin explores her connections, he is playing the ultimate wounded victim.
The hypocrisy is off the charts.
He's acting like he's been stabbed in the back.
Ugh.
Karma is so incredibly real, babes. Karma is an October Libra, and her name is Yasmin.
It is spectacular, instantaneous karma. Watching him process the rejection is fascinating because Aiden's immediate reaction isn't self-reflection, it's unionization.
Unionization. Wait, that is the perfect word for it.
He attempts to unionize against the woman who rejected him. He goes directly to Lorenzo, his rival, trying to form a brotherhood of the Pleiad.
A brotherhood.
He wants Lorenzo to join him in his shared righteous outrage. He's spinning this intense narrative that Yasmin is an evil, calculating mastermind manipulating their pure, innocent male hearts. He wants Lorenzo to dump her so Aiden can win by default.
But Lorenzo does not read the script.
That is what makes this pure, unadulterated comedy. Lorenzo's reaction completely derails Aiden's victim narrative. Lorenzo is operating on a masterful, deeply protected level of unserious lad's holiday energy.
He is just chilling.
Aiden is pouring his heart out, practically shaking with indignation, demanding justice, and Lorenzo just shrugs his shoulders, takes a sip of his drink, and laughs.
Just laughs in his face.
Lorenzo is the only one surviving this chaotic triangle with his peace intact because he simply, fundamentally, does not care enough to have his feelings hurt.
Lorenzo is bulletproof. He has zero emotional investment. He knows Yasmin fancies him more. He got the 10 out of 10 kiss, so he's just sitting back, enjoying the Spanish sunshine, and happily letting Aiden dig his own grave with a tiny, pathetic shovel. It is brilliant.
It is the power of apathy in a high-stress environment. The person who cares the least holds all the power.
It's a harsh truth, but you're right. And speaking of people who are trying to juggle multiple options and failing miserably,
the transition is seamless.
Thank you. We have to talk about the absolute wreckage happening on the daybeds. This transitions us to the chaos of Micah, Simba, and the looming threat of the hideaway.
A rapidly developing multi-casualty disaster. Let's look at the board. Micah officially, finally, ends her excruciatingly dull situationship with Samraj.
Finally.
She pulls the plug. Why? To vigorously pursue the bombshell, Simba.
Okay, but let's look at Simba's track record since he walked through those villa doors.
It's extensive.
Simba came in blazing hot for Angelisa. On day one, he was literally touching her leg, staring deeply into her eyes, making wild promises about the outside world. He sold her an absolute fairy tale.
He really did.
He laid it on so incredibly thick, and poor Angelisa, who just wanted to be chosen, bought it entirely.
He love-bombed her to secure his place in the villa.
Exactly. And now, a few days later, he is acting like he's at an all-you-can-eat buffet trying to test drive every single girl in the vicinity. Suddenly, he is openly, heavily flirting with Maiko.
Very openly.
And on top of that, as if 2 girls weren't enough, he is now explicitly telling the boys he wants to take Maud to the exclusive hideaway. Why? Purely because of her performance in the blindfolded kissing challenge.
It's the sheer brazenness of it. I'm going to analyze this from a tactical standpoint. Maika dumping Samraj was entirely inevitable.
Oh, 100%.
They had zero romantic chemistry. They had coworker energy at best. It was a polite merger. But Maika making her move now means she might be boarding a rapidly sinking ship with Simba.
She is leaping from a boring lifeboat onto the Titanic.
Exactly. Because Simba is moving purely on erratic lust right now. His strategy has evaporated. His sudden, intense interest in Ma is entirely transparently driven by the fact that she kissed him aggressively in a game and whispered that she bet he was good in bed.
So gross.
There is zero emotional foundation there. It is entirely fueled by physical validation. He is making decisions based entirely on his lower brainstem.
He is an absolute menace to society.
Yeah.
I am intensely stressed for Angelisa. My heart is genuinely hurting for her. She is sitting there watching the man who promised her the world effectively audition 3 other women right in front of her face.
It's cruel, but it highlights the central flaw of these contestants. If we look at the absolute state of this villa as a whole right now, the Islanders have made a total, irrevocable mess of their interpersonal relationships.
A total mess.
They cannot communicate, they cannot plan, and they cannot handle stress, which brings up an interesting hypothetical.
Oh, I love a hypothetical. Let's hear it.
If the producers walked in today, handed them a stack of cardboard boxes, and told them they had to pack up the entire villa and move out by sunset, just like we have to do with our apartments, they wouldn't survive it.
They would perish.
They would absolutely spectacularly crumble under the logistical and emotional pressure of a group move. Oh my God. They would literally eat each other alive. The thought of Tommy trying to pack a moving truck is terrifying, which is the perfect pivot to our very first Snarkside segment of the day.
Let's do it. Segment 1, Villa Moving Day.
Okay, here are the rules. We are pretending the Islanders have been evicted. They have to pack up the villa together today. We are assigning hyper-specific moving roles to them based entirely on their behavior and psychology in this exact episode.
I am ready.
I will start us off. The person who takes charge labels every single cardboard box with a color-coded Sharpie, creates an itemized digital spreadsheet, and generates a QR code for the kitchen utensils is Ellie.
Unquestionably, that is a clinical diagnosis. Ellie demands honesty, structure, and absolute unflinching transparency.
She needs order.
We saw how she handled Tommy's lie. She would absolutely not tolerate a box just vaguely labeled Misk Bedroom. That would send her into a spiral.
She would lose it.
She needs to know exactly where the winter coats are versus the summer linens. She is the rigid project manager of this disastrous move. Spot on. She is holding the clipboard. Okay, now, the person who immediately, inexplicably loses the only roll of packing tape within the first 4 minutes of the move is Lorenzo.
Oh, easily, without breaking a sweat, because Lorenzo is completely, fundamentally unbothered by the chaos of others. We saw him laugh in Aiden's face during a crisis.
He doesn't care at all.
While Ellie is stressing over the spreadsheet, Lorenzo is probably drinking a cold beer on the terrace, getting a tan, and paying absolute zero attention to the logistics of his own life. You would ask him, panic, Lorenzo, where is the tape? And he would just smirk, shrug, and say, I think Aiden took it, mate. Try to relax.
Yes. The weaponized incompetence. He is so chill, it's actually annoying.
And speaking of our wounded soldier, Aiden, the person who complains the entire time but does the least amount of work is Aiden.
Without a shadow of a doubt, Aiden is going to spiral at the first sign of physical exertion. He will carry exactly one relatively light box, probably filled with decorative throw pillows down to the moving truck.
And then need a break. And then he will play the ultimate victim. He will gather all the boys in the empty kitchen, lean against the counter, and complain for 45 uninterrupted minutes about how hard his lower back hurts, how absolutely no one appreciates his lifting technique, and how he feels like he's just being used for his manual labor.
I'm just a safety option for lifting heavy couches, boys. I feel embarrassed. Yasmin didn't even thank me for carrying her makeup bag. I can hear it in his exact voice.
It's his defining trait.
Okay, the person who orders the pizza for the crew eats 4 slices before anyone else even knows it arrived, and then hides the box,
Yeah.
is Tommy.
Tommy. Absolutely Tommy, because Tommy genuinely thinks he is entitled to the premium slices without putting in the work.
Oh, he does.
He will intercept the delivery guy, take the pizza, and eat it in secret on the dark terrace so he doesn't have to share with the group. And then when Ellie or Coffin comes out and asks if there's any pepperoni left, Tommy will look them dead in their exhausted eyes and lie.
Deny, deny, deny.
No, I didn't see any pizza.
Yeah.
Pizza's not even a big deal anyway. Why are you making a big deal out of pizza?
It's just cheese and bread, Ellie. You're overreacting. The gaslighting over garlic knots. I am dead. Okay, finally, the person who somehow completely disappears the moment the heavy lifting starts and doesn't reappear until everything is magically finished and unpacked is Simba.
Simba is the master of evasive maneuvering. He will wander off halfway through packing the kitchen plates.
Just vanish into thin air.
You will search the entire villa for him, and you will eventually find him 3 hours later standing in the driveway holding a single spatula.
Spatula.
And he will be delivering an elaborate, deeply confusing, unprompted analogy to the hired moving guys about how loading a velvet sofa into a truck is exactly like merging onto the M25 motorway, getting on the slip road, and slapping the gearbox into cruise control.
Slapping it in cruise control.
He will offer absolutely zero physical help, but endless, wildly unwanted, pseudo-intellectual commentary.
I am laughing so hard my ribs hurt. The accuracy is lethal. Let's move right into our second segment, couple or roommate.
Let's do it.
We are going to rate the current couple's romantic energy on a highly specific, very scientific Snark side scale. The categories are soulmate energy, situationship energy, roommate energy, coworker energy, or we're only together because the lease isn't up energy. Let's start with the easiest one. Samraj and Priya.
Textbook coworker energy.
Totally.
They are perfectly cordial. They show up, they clock in, they stand next to each other at the villa water cooler and make polite small talk about the weather, but there is absolutely zero romantic spark.
None. Zero.
If one of them suddenly got transferred to a different corporate department, or in this case, dumped from the island, the other would just politely sign the oversized farewell card, eat a piece of sheet cake, and completely forget about them by lunch.
Brutal, but devastatingly true.
Yeah.
Okay, next up, Aiden and Yasmin.
This is pure, unadulterated, we're only together because the lease isn't up energy.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. Yasmin has already mentally moved out of this relationship. Her emotional bags are packed, her boxes are taped, and she is actively browsing Zillow for a brand new place with Lorenzo.
Scrolling Zillow right in front of him.
Exactly. Aiden, on the other hand, is the guy desperately, pathetically fighting for the security deposit, insisting that they can still make it work if they just deep clean the carpets and communicate better. The relationship is completely over, but the structural paperwork of the villa is keeping them trapped in the same room.
The accuracy of the Zillow analogy is hurting my soul. What about Lorenzo and Jasmine? Because they are technically together, but the vibes are weird.
Classic roommate energy. They share a physical space, they might occasionally split the cost of groceries or share a bottle of wine, but there is no exclusivity.
No romance at all.
Lorenzo is actively, openly bringing other girls over to the shared apartment, kissing Yasmin on the terrace and laughing about it. Jasmine is furious, leaving passive-aggressive, color-coded sticky notes on the fridge about respecting boundaries, but they are absolutely, fundamentally not a romantic couple.
Okay, I agree with that. But what about Micah and Simba? Are they just roommates too?
No, Micah and Simba radiate intense situationship energy.
You think?
Yes, maximum physical flirtation, late-night texts, but absolute zero emotional stability. It's all fun and games and heavy eye contact until someone asks the fatal question, so what are we?
The dreaded question.
The second Micah asks for a label, Simba is going to immediately fake a bad cellular connection, claim he isn't ready for a commitment, and sprint out of the room to find Ma.
You know what? I have to push back on you here. I don't even think they have situationship energy.
Oh, really?
No. I think Simba has predator at a nightclub energy, and Micah is just his current shiny object. A situationship implies at least some level of mutual delusion. Simba knows exactly what he's doing. He's just using her to pass the time until the hideaway opens.
That is a very fair, incredibly dark correction. I accept the revision.
Thank you. Lastly, we have to rate Ellie and Coffin.
Roommate energy, but with a caveat.
What's the caveat?
It's roommate energy purely by default because of Tommy's betrayal. They are two wounded birds currently sharing a nest for survival. There is deep mutual respect. They trauma bonded over being publicly embarrassed by their previous partners. But the romantic fire hasn't been lit yet. They are just surviving the winter.
You analytically tearing apart the complete lack of genuine romance in this villa is doing something visceral to me. I am just sitting here mourning the death of true love. Where is the romance? Where are the sweeping cinematic declarations in the rain?
That here.
Where is the poetry? It's just lies, manipulation, and awful M25 traffic analogies.
True romance requires vulnerability, emotional risk, and honesty. This particular cast is currently prioritizing ego protection, brand management, and short-term lust. They are incapable of romance right now.
It's tragic.
Which transitions us perfectly and quite tragically to segment 3, the delusion meter. We need to scientifically rate these islanders' confidence levels based on their grip on reality.
Okay, the categories from best to worst are healthy self-esteem, main character energy, unchecked delusion, and finally, the reality TV Hall of Fame of delusion. Starting at the absolute top healthy self-esteem. That clearly has to be Ellie.
Absolutely, without question. Ellie is standing on business. She is the only grounded person in the house.
The only one.
She is setting clear, firm boundaries. She's communicating directly without relying on producer intervention. And she is absolutely refusing to be treated like an idiot by a mediocre man. She asked for basic honesty. She didn't get it, and she immediately enforced her boundary by walking away. That is what healthy, robust self-esteem looks like in action.
We love a self-actualized queen.
Yeah.
Next level down, main character energy. The person who thinks the show revolves around them. Lorenzo.
Lorenzo is cruising through the trauma and drama completely unbothered. Literal emotional bombs are going off around him. Aiden is having a full-scale public meltdown. Jasmine is fuming in the kitchen. And Lorenzo is just leisurely fixing his hair in the mirror and smiling at his own reflection.
He loves himself.
He genuinely, truly believes the show is just a highly funded documentary about his relaxing summer vacation.
He is just happy that producers are providing free sunshine and unlimited snacks. Okay, we are descending into the dark territory now. Next level, unchecked delusion. Yasmin.
Yasmin is operating under the unchecked, wildly arrogant delusion that she can control the overarching narrative completely.
She really thought she could get away with it.
Believing that you can look Aiden directly in the eye, explicitly tell him you have zero feelings for Lorenzo, and then immediately within the same hour run to the communal dressing room, tell 5 different highly talkative girls that it was a 10 out of 10 life-altering kiss and somehow not get caught. That requires a staggering, almost impressive lack of situational awareness.
She entirely forgot that other human beings have mouths and speak to each other. And finally, the absolute bottom of the barrel, the highest level of the Media Reality TV Hall of Fame delusion. It has to be Tommy.
Tommy earned his jacket for the Hall of Fame, looking a woman in the face, lying to her about kissing another woman while wearing a microphone on a globally broadcast television show with 60 cameras recording your every micro-expression.
Simply incredible.
And then the cherry on top, defending the lie to the boys by insisting a kiss isn't a big deal after sneaking around the terrace in the dark to do it. It is a masterpiece of delusion.
It is historic.
Yeah.
Okay, babes, we have reached our final segment, segment 4. If the villa had Yelp reviews.
This ought to be good.
We wrote some imagined Yelp reviews for the villa experience based entirely on the chaos of this episode, and we need to debate and decide which one is the absolute most accurate. I'll read the first one.
Let's hear it.
1-star review. Terrible stay. Asked for basic honesty and communication from management. Received a 28-year-old gaslighter who sneaks around on terraces in the dark. The conflict resolution skills here are abysmal. Management needs a total ground-up overhaul. Would absolutely not return. Do not book.
Very accurate to the Ellie experience. I can see her typing that furiously on her phone. Here is the next one. 5-star review. Great vibes all around. Literal drama, crying, and screaming matches were happening constantly all around me, but I just laughed, enjoyed my complimentary drink, and loved the free holiday. Highly recommend the upstairs terrace for secret meetings. We'll definitely be returning next summer.
That is so deeply Lorenzo. He would leave a 5-star review while the building was actively on fire. Okay, last one. 1-star review. The afternoon blindfolded activity was an absolute unforgivable biohazard. Unsanitary conditions across the board. Furthermore, there were far too many M25 motorway analogies from the staff. Had my butt grabbed completely unprovoked while trying to clinically rate lip technique. 0 stars for hygiene. Contacting the health department.
So we have the Ellie review, the Lorenzo review, and the Simba Challenge review. Which of these is the most painfully accurate reflection of the core theme of this episode?
It has to be the hygiene one, the challenge review. Because that blindfolded kissing game actually traumatized me on a cellular level. The rampant spread of germs, the strange off-putting driving analogies, the aggressive it was peak distilled Love Island chaos. It represents everything wrong with the show in one terrifying 20-minute segment.
I'm going to have to passionately disagree with you.
Hey, really? Why?
I am arguing for the Tommy one-star review because Tommy's absolute inability to communicate basic fundamental truths is the foundational rot causing all the other drama in the villa right now. If Tommy had just been honest from day one, half of this episode wouldn't have happened. His ego is the poison in the water supply. It sets the tone for all the other men to act terribly.
You know what? That is an incredibly fair point. The foundational rot of a 28-year-old man who cannot use his words. It is an absolute tragedy of the modern era. Babes, we have unpacked so much trauma today, but we need to hear from you.
Wow.
Snark Squad, get your keyboards ready, get in the comments right now, because we have questions.
We need answers.
We need to know, are you drinking water with lime to manifest fitness? Or are you joining me in longing for a frozen peach Bellini? What is the absolute weirdest, most unexplainable thing you've ever found in the back of a drawer while packing for a move? When it comes to the new apartment, what vibe are you manifesting? Are you Team Nancy Meyer's Cozy Cloud? Or are you Team Architectural Digest Severe Minimalist? And crucially, based on everything we dissected in this episode, which Islander would be the absolute worst roommate to live with in the real world?
My money is heavily on Tommy. He will eat all your premium delivery pizza, leave the empty box on the counter, and then gaslight you about its existence when you confront him. Thank you all for joining us in the chaos today. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, and please share this episode with another snarker who desperately needs a reality TV support group to process their feelings.
Stay hydrated, babes. Stay delusional. And we'll see you on the snark side.